Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you a trick with the Ruger 1022. Now this is a trick that you would use for sighting in a new scope or leveling a scope, zeroing a scope, that kind of deal. Now if you remember the last video I had, I was fixing an issue that I had with this scope. It wasn't level and it was showing up when I was dialing in shots at 200. Now I did a video on how I corrected that, tested it in my backyard. Now we're going to verify it with that string trick that I showed you. So down there at the target, I got a string hanging. It's going to act as a plumb bob. I drew a circle on the target. That's going to hang right over the target, right over the circle the string is. I'm going to aim at the circle. I'm going to dial 4 mils in elevation. And then what that should do is when it impacts at 50 yards, it should be relatively close to that string still, showing that my elevation adjustments on my scope actually traveled in a level line. Therefore, when you put that in perspective at 200 yards, the little imperfections aren't magnified as much because they started from a good baseline. So check this out. We're going to see if this works. I got a GoPro down there. Hopefully we can get this illustrated good. Now if you haven't seen a review on this 22, the way I got it set up right now, I do have a full length review on this 1022. This is my Ruger 1022 I bought at factory, and I upgraded parts as I went along. You can see here I'll try to put some bullets on the screen of what's on here. It's the Vortex Diamondback Tactical 4-16 scope. I have the Titan 1022 stock. I have a bubble level on it. I mounted that Picatinny rail myself. And a few other things I might forget to mention right now, but I'll put them on the screen. Anyways, I do love this setup. We're going to make sure it's nice and level here when we're shooting. So I'm going to try to maintain this level here. Like that. We're aiming right down there. Let's get it done. See how this goes. Alright, I'm going to come up 4 mils. I'm not checking my elevation with the 4 mils. I'm just seeing if it strikes close to the string up there. That's the only thing I'm aiming for right now. I think that was a bad shot. I'm losing sight of my dot down there. Hold on. Oh, I just snapped the line. So that's a good sign. Let's go see our group. Not too impressed with the group. Alright, well I didn't snap the line, but I hit it. You can see I shoved it into the paper up here. So there's the lead strike from the 22 round, so it was pretty close. So what I did was I hung some weights on this string, clipped it up there flat as possible. You pull it out. I drew a circle right here. That's my aiming point. I let it fall. So when the wind's not blowing, it acts as a plumb line. So it should act as a plumb line. This should be a perfectly level line going down because of gravity. I was aiming here. I put 4 mils in elevation to see if my impacts would be somewhat in a straight line. The group size isn't great, but it illustrates that the center of my group is roughly right here. So I'll take that as a win, I guess. At least they're not way over here or over there. Let's see if we could put this into some more practical use. All right, so we know we're shooting level now. Here's what we're gonna do. I got it set out at about 75 yards. I'm gonna verify that with a rangefinder in a minute. It's down there. Shooting from the same spot. So I was shooting from here on that picnic table. It's up 75 yards here. You can see up there on the hill I got some gongs. Way up there. Those are 300 yards from that picnic table. I'm getting my 22 ready to take those shots. Right now, I'm still in the setup phase, so we'll get there. So with my 50-yard zero, my ballistics program, which is Ballistic AE on the iPhone, it says that I should be dropping 1.2 mils at 75 yards. So I ranged this, we're at exactly 75 yards. Now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to dial 1.2 mils. I'm going to shoot directly at the center of the bullseye, probably 3 or 5 shots, and then I'm going to measure that group with my turrets, with my my reticle in there. Sorry, not my turrets, but I'm going to measure that group with my reticle, and it should be close to that 1.2 range. If that all looks good, we'll call it good. We'll go ahead and shoot some cans at 200. If not, I'll make some adjustments to my velocity on here, which will in tune, it will regenerate my program with a made-up velocity, and it would be dead on for 75 and 50, which means it's true. Here we go. Here's what I'll do. I'll shoot a group without adding elevation, and then I'll add elevation with a group. Here we go. Here's 3 shots for without it. Alright, that's a terrible group, but it looks like it's exactly 1.2. So I'm going to put 1.2 on here. Now I dialed 1.2 in elevation. We're going to shoot a group with that. And let's see if that gets me close to the bullseye. Alright, so I put 1.2 mils in elevation on the scope. This should theoretically get me close to the bullseye, since it looked pretty close when I was just shooting it now. There's no wind, so now's a good time to shoot. Okay, I shot 4 just for the hell of it. Let's go see what we got. Remember, that was with 1.2. Turn it back to 0. Alright, so here we go. Not bad, it looks better. So that was with my 1.2 mils on. That was with it off. So it's a terrible group, but it is real windy. Let's say if it wasn't too windy, that'd be about 1 inch. If they were all here. It was less windy when I shot this group. Does look like I need to come up. I'll give it I mean, these 3 are solid, man, but that one give me a little doubt. I might give it a little bit more. Maybe my group impact will be here now, and then this one would be closer. I'll make that adjustment in my ballistics program. And other than that though, when I dialed it up, my group didn't sway left or right. It looks real good, so that tells me that I'm still shooting with a level scope. So now we know that I was shooting a little bit low here at 75 yards. When I make that adjustment in my velocity on my program, it's going to make it so my bullets are tracking perfectly. So when I make that shot at 200 yards, this isn't amplified to be like down here at 200. It'll be closer. Now we're starting off with a higher probability of impacts on first round hits, second round hits at 200 with a 22. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed the string trick. Basically all that is just a plumb bob, but it's pretty cool. I use it whenever I can. Now I know for sure that this scope right here on this 22 is perfectly level. I shot it out to 200, verified it, it's good. Shot it at 75 on paper, verified it, it's good. Made some changes to my ballistics data. I got it dead on at 75, 50, and 200. So theoretically speaking, everywhere in between should fall perfectly as well. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Peace.